Welcome back to the Samurai Chronicles. In today's episode, we've travelled to Izumisano city, right next to Osaka's Kansai Airport, to experience something truly unique and fascinating: sumo. We'll dive into sumo training, explore the sumo diet, and even participate in a sumo show. This incredible experience, we've come to sumo restaurant Ochi Izumi Beya to fully immerse ourselves in the rich world and culture of sumo. So stay tuned for some exciting sumo action, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing episodes only on the Samurai Chronicles. First, what is sumo? Sumo is a traditional Japanese style of wrestling where two wrestlers, or rikishi, face off in a circular ring called a dohyo. The goal is pretty straightforward: force your opponent out of the ring or make any part of their body, other than their feet, touch the ground. Sumo has deep roots in Japanese culture, with a history dating back over 1,300 years. Originally, sumo was a ritual performed to entertain the gods and ensure a good harvest. Over time, it evolved into the sport we know today. It's not just about size and strength. Sumo also requires skill, strategy, and balance, which makes it a fascinating blend of power and technique. Enter the sumo. These guys were big, strong, and definitely not the kind you'd want to bump into in a dark alley. Men who had spent years mastering their craft, dedicating their lives to the art of sumo. I cast my getter to the side and stepped into the dohyo. The arena was set, and so was I. We started with one of the most iconic moves in sumo, the shiko, or leg stomping. The idea is simple. You raise one leg high, stomp it down hard, and then repeat with the other leg. It's all about building lower body strength, balance, and flexibility. Sounds manageable, right? Well, at first, I thought so too. But after just 4 or 5 stomps, I could already feel my balance starting to slip. My legs were shaking, and it was clear that this exercise was no joke. It's about control and power. Next up was the matawari, or as I like to call it, the splits. Watching him move, it was like seeing a ballerina in action. Although I could have fooled them at first, let's just say it wasn't long before I was found out. This exercise is all about stretching the legs wide apart while seated on the ground, really pushing the flexibility of your groin and thighs. It's crucial for maintaining stability and balance during a match. I mean, look at that. And then there's me looking like a baby deer trying to walk for the first time. Now, here's the kicker. A professional sumo wrestler would do this, and each of the other exercises 1,000 times each. Unbelievable. Next, we moved on to suriashi, a fundamental footwork exercise where the sumo wrestler practices moving forward and backward while keeping their feet low to the ground and their posture rock solid. It's all about maintaining balance and positioning during a match. The key here is to keep your feet pointing outwards, which, let me tell you, feels like doing an eternal squat. There's me not regretting my life choices. Now you'd think he was taking it easy on me. Are you not entertained? Round 2, I was getting cocky, and then it hit me. Maybe he was just letting me win earlier. But not this time. 2 wins down and it's on to the next one. By this point I was on so much fire I was practically a walking barbecue. A worthy adversary, but Mr. Undefeated wasn't going down alone. Not this time. A draw? But we don't do draws. I didn't come dressed in my morning best just for things to end in a tie. We're rolling it back. Now this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. We did it! Flawless victory. Blending in with the big boys. 喉乾いた。きつかった。楽しい。Next up, an interview. Today, I'm joined by two very special guests, two sumo wrestlers. So today, I have Mr. Takonishiki-san and Mr. Osaka Joe-san. Can you please tell me about an average day in the life of a sumo wrestler?
朝6時ぐらいに大体起きて、部屋で稽古します。その終わった後にみんなでちゃんこ鍋を食べます。その後大体みんなはお昼寝します。基本は。で4時とかにまで寝て、でそこから部屋の掃除して、また夜もちゃんこ鍋食べるんですよ。力士は1日2食なんでご飯が3食じゃなくて昼と夜なんで、その夜ご飯食べ終わった後は自由ですね。もう基本
何時間ぐらいのケース？
だいたい3時間から4時間ぐらいじゃないですかね。
毎日ちゃんこ鍋？毎
日です。力士が食べるもの全部ちゃんこって言うんで、
なるほど。
何食べてもちゃんこなんですよ。
So can you please explain the significance of the sumo hairstyle, the chonmage to me?
ちょんまげはもともとその日本人って昔は侍とかちょんまげをしてたわけじゃないですか。明治維新かなんかでそのちょんまげを切り落とすっていうのがあって、その中でも切り落とさなくていいって認められたのがお相撲さんだけなんですよ。
お相撲だけです。
はい。それはもうなんか言ったらその日本独特の神事神事、そのお相撲さんが神社で相撲を取るっていう文化があったじゃないですか。それでちょんまげをして相撲を取るっていうのが言ったら文化として根付いたわけですよ。でそのちょんまげを言う専門の人がいるんですよ。その床山さんっていうんですけど、その床山さんが毎朝稽古終わった後にちょんまげを結い直してくれるんですよ。そのちょんまげはその神聖なものだから、言ったらその人に関係する人、奥さん、お相撲さん同士、床山さん以外は触れないっていうルールがあるんですよ。それぐらいこう神聖なもので、毎日こう綺麗にやり直して、どこに外に出てもお相撲さん、この人はお相撲さんって一目で分かるように、なんかこう綺麗に整えられてる髪型です。
So I have been to watch sumo wrestling once before. During that time, they were throwing salt. It was like a big ritual before the actual sumo wrestling.
塩を巻くことに関しては、その怪我をしないように、その土俵を清める、塩を巻いて浄化しますよって。だいたいこんな感じの意味です。
So another thing that I've seen whilst watching sumo is people throwing zabuton into the ring. And I've seen a video of it being thrown and hitting someone right in the face before as well. What is that about?
座布団はね、まずそのお相撲さんの中でも一番強い横綱、横綱が負けると座布団が飛ぶんですよ。
それなんです。
それなんでかっていうと、横綱ってもう一番強い最強だって言われてる人が負けるとやっぱみんな驚くわけですよ。でその2つ意味があるんですけど、横綱のくせになんで負けてんだって言ったらブーイングみたいなもありますし、横綱に勝ったお相撲さん、おーすごいよくやったみたいな意味も。
そのどっちかっていうことを知ってる。
そうです。基本そうですね。
So what is it that you often get asked by the public about being a sumo wrestler?
やっぱよく聞かれるのは、どうやってそんな大きくなったのってよく聞かれますね。そのさっき言った通り、お相撲さんって1日2回しかご飯食べないじゃないですか。2回しかご飯食べないのになんでそんな大きくなるのって思うと思うんですけど、朝起きたらそのままもう起きたまんま稽古するんですよ。体力を使うじゃないですか。消耗してクタクタになって、その状態で一番稽古終わった後のちゃんこを一番食べるんですよ。もうこれでもかってぐらいもう苦しくなるまで食べるんですよ。
どのくらいの量ですか？
丼ってわかります？丼でご飯とちゃんこ両方なんか5杯以上とか なんかもう5回ぐらいお借りしたりとかするんですよ。それとプラスなんかこう、唐揚げとか、ハンバーグとか、もうおかずとかお肉とか、そんなものいっぱい食べて、さっきお昼寝って言ってたんですけど、そのお昼寝が大事なんですよ。その稽古して疲れて、ご飯いっぱい食べて、お昼寝することによって、くたくたで何もお腹に入ってない状態でたくさん食べたら、吸収率が上がるんですよ、体の。それで大きくなるんですよ。もうどんどん吸収するんで、体がもう欲しい、エネルギーが欲しいってなってるところで、いっぱい食べるんで、もうガッて吸収して、それで寝てる間に大きくなるんです。
Here comes the Chanko.
で、まあいろんな説があるんですけど、言ったら親方が親としてちゃんなんですよ。で、言ったら弟子たちが子なんで、ちゃんこ一緒に食べるからちゃんこ鍋。
And then came the Chanko, a hot pot dish that's not only packed with vegetables and meat, but also with flavour. The real magic, though, is in the dashi, or stock. All those nutrients from the ingredients soak into it, making the broth unbelievably delicious. Allegedly, sumo wrestlers can have up to 5 bowls of rice with their chanko, all to help them bulk up. And honestly, after tasting it, I'm starting to think that maybe I could be a sumo wrestler too, if it means eating this all the time.
元来鶏肉しか食べなかったんです。理由はですね、この負けた時のスタイルになります。手をついたら負けじゃないですか。験担ぎで 4つの足がついた動物と食べなかったんです。よくちゃんこっていうと鶏肉入れたり豚肉入れたり魚入れたりいろんなものが入ってるようなイメージをお持ちなんですけど、実際鶏肉だったら鶏肉だけ。
At the end of the meal, it's traditional to add rice to the leftover broth to make sure none of that nutritional goodness goes to waste. And of course, the key to building a strong body, a hearty meal of chanko followed by a good nap. Every single ingredient had absorbed the rich, tasty broth, and it was honestly one of the most delicious meals I've had in a long time. For today's visit, we had the all-you-can-eat chanko plan, and between the two of us, we polished off 2 pots. Totally worth it. As the showtime approached, we got a rundown on the origins of this experience, and a look at just how large konishiki really is. I mean, look at the size of those pants. And now it was time for the sumo show. Osaka-jo and Takonishika were back in the spotlight, taking centre stage, and they were in their element. We were definitely in for a treat. We were shown the diligence and flexibility in their skills as they gave us a sample of their daily stretching and exercises. No matter how many times you see it, it's just so impressive. And let me remind you, they're doing these moves 1,000 times each, every single day. I challenge you to try doing them just 20 times each.
From this point, the sumo wrestler will...
Then, we got a rundown of the rules. Leaving the ring or touching the ground with anything other than the soles of your feet, even with your hair, means you lose. No eye poking, this isn't a schoolyard fight, and no punching, this isn't boxing, but slapping and kicks as part of a trick are permitted, just not above a certain height. You also learn that if your mawashi comes undone, you automatically lose, and this has actually happened in matches. Interestingly, because of this, it takes 2 people to properly tie the mawashi. It was down to the real fights. Sumo wrestlers first perform a ritual before the match, with actions that include stomping their feet, shiko, to drive away evil spirits, throwing salt to purify the ring, and clapping to summon the attention of the gods. These rituals build tension as we awaited the matches. 3 matches to decide today's champion. I was rooting for Tako in the orange, and Kumiko was backing Osaka-jo. They were off to a fast start, but Tako was quickly tossed out of the ring by Osaka-jo with an effortless throw. A poor start for my hero Tako, but I will support him nonetheless. could see the determination. Tako came back with excellent skill, getting underneath Osaka jaw and flipping him over. It was 1-all, with the final fight the decider.
これは過去の18番でイゾーリって
One apiece. It all came down to this. The crowd was getting behind their wrestlers. I was firmly backing Tako, while Kumiko the traitor was all in for Osaka jaw. You could see the determination in Tako's face as he dodged a slight kick. A stalemate, neither giving an inch. But just like Osaka Castle, Osaka jaw stood strong, refusing to move. And then it happened. My hero defeated. It was down to the guests, and Kumiko was ready. First challenger up. I'm just glad this sumo doesn't have horns, because this man is getting absolutely ragdolled. Fun for everyone, no matter what their technique is. Now we call this the crab, an effective technique, but Tako just seems to be able to ride the wave like an octopus. Now you just know we've made it as a society when we're paying to get bullied in a ring. Tako there with his signature move, but taken out. Win or lose, it's an amazing opportunity to have a photo of a real sumo wrestler. Truly an unforgettable experience. Even the young children had a blast getting involved, being tossed around like mini sumo wrestlers in training. But this kid came at him with full throttle. Well, kids beware, if a man or woman comes at you with their belly like this, just run. Off balance, quickly dispatched him. But then it was up to Kumiko. Could she do it? I mean, I kind of had to root for Osaka jaw, didn't I? Couldn't let my win streak be tainted. Don't get too cocky, Kumiko. You still haven't beaten me. One win doesn't erase my record. My undefeated streak is still going strong. We resume our meal. Well deserved. As we wrap up our time here, I have to say this experience has truly blown me away. From the sheer intensity of the training and how incredibly flexible and hardworking these sumo wrestlers are, to their surprising friendliness and humility, it's been nothing short of remarkable. For people who've faced so many challenges to get to where they are, their warmth really stands out. Perhaps that's why sumo remains so beloved, because behind all the strength and the rituals, there's a deep sense of perseverance and dedication that's truly inspiring. Forget the food. I had no idea the Chanko Nabe would be so delicious. Not only was it all you can eat, but it was healthy and full of flavour. That dashi broth, I might need to get the recipe for that. Overall, this has been an unforgettable experience, and I can't recommend it enough for anyone wanting to explore a unique and powerful aspect of Japanese culture. Until next time, thanks for joining us on this sumo adventure. See you again on the Samurai Chronicles.